This conference will now be recorded.
Cool. Hey guys, good morning. Now, what we do today, let's talk about the ERG and environment discussion. After these two is done, then we're gonna discuss about this application which I given yesterday, and then later we'll discuss about the concept of volumes, Docker volumes. This is the things we are gonna discuss today. First, let's discuss the argument and environment. Environment. What is the argument means? These arguments are built-time variable. Built-time variable, and this is the ENV is the runtime variable. No, you can override or anything while building this. We can override this in a while running container, while building image, and while running container. Using these two, we can use for the like as any inputs, any variables, or whatever we are using in our application. We are going to mention this. For example, let's say environment like as argument version equal to so and so. Now, if anyone like this argument variable, we are using a multiple places. Like say we are going to use the multiple places in your system. Then we can just call this argument variable name. Whatever we are mentioned the variable name, that variable name we can use the multiple places. Okay, let me show the one real example. Then you guys will understand more. Let's take it up. Let's take it Tomcat is Docker Hub. Just for take it thanks. Take anything. And if you can observe here, there is a multiple things they use the ENV language, and then no all SCL. They declare a variable. Variable means just simple one value of that one variable in this. And Java version, okay, Java home, and see Catalina home, and path, and Tomcat native library, ENV LD library path. Like as these path variables versions are, we are going to declare this ENV whenever you are needed that. Whenever you needed that we are going to call that. When we are needed that, we are going to use that. Now, for example, let's say, see Catalina home. Then what you do? They just call the dollar and then Catalina home. If Catalina home means this path will be come here. This path will be come here. Now, like that, we are gonna use for the environment variable as a arguments. Now, let's see our example, real example, like what I'm gonna tell you. Okay, and you guys will be getting more information on this. And before going to this, let's go for the Docker file reference. We go for Docker file reference and then search with the argument. See, the one not places and keep it this one. I will discuss this later. This is one of the important question they ask. See, understand how argument and form interact. Okay, that we'll discuss later. See this argument. The argument instruction defines the variable that users can pass the build time. This is the build time to the builder with the Docker build command using the -f build arg. This key and value means if you want to change the any variable while building, you declare one variable. Let's say build name equal to, like for example, let's say arg name equal to Madhu. This name you want to change it to the while building. This name you want to change in the while building. Now you can override using this argument. Okay, you need to change for this argument, like hyphen build args, hyphen build args. We can use this value, and then the key, and then the new name we can keep it. And then what happened? The it will be changed to your existing name inside your Docker file, existing name into your Docker file. Okay. Now like this is a user one build number or anything. Okay, you can declare this build number or username, whatever. You can see this is a username and there's some value. This is the build number, there's some value of this. If you want to override this, you can override that. You can override the while using the build arguments. Very simple, like see, instead of directly mention the value, declare a version. Like for example, today you are using for Python version 3, let's say Python version 3 you are doing. Now you want to build this into the version change, let's say version change you want to make it. Now instead of going your Docker file and changing for every time, you are confused. Let's say if the version will I put it works or not. What you do instead of do that, just mention the argument as the version number, keep it the like as default version in your Docker file, and while building you can pass this version number, what are the version number you want to test. You can create an image and we can test that image. If not gonna work, then you can simply run for the previous one, whatever we have the default option. Okay, is it clear, guys? It's a simple like a variables, like as environment variables we are going to set up, right? That is what. Now why we are mentioning ARG or environment both is, now this ARG is the build variable and ENV is the runtime variable. The runtime variable we can override while building, while running a container, while running a container. Understand, right, guys? Clear or not? Now what you do, you let me make it more clear. Let do the hands-on, then you'll get it more clear. Let's do the example. Let's see that where is the Docker. Okay, now CLI for now. Now let's connect this. Now once the connect is done, the next what else? Okay, let's do let's take example. Where it is CMD and entry point. Close add and copy. And see what I'm gonna do. Let's see here. This simple example I'm gonna show it as. Let's make a version. mkdir env test. Let's for example whatever argument env test, one folder I created. Docker file, and then next. Now, one more important question. Keep in mind that is the reason I mentioned here. Now, the interviewer will ask that what is the first line in Docker file? What you guys will say? What you guys will say? What you need to say? Tell me. From 100% correct. That is no answer. There is no wrong in that. The first line instruction in the Docker file is the from. Now, the interviewer will ask that wrong question. Are you sure? Can I declare for anything other than this from command? No, you say that normally, like as who are not working real time, no, like people say no. Basically, we can declare a one more document, like as Docker file instruction, that is argument will allow. Argument will allow before the from, before the from, we can declare the argument. We can declare the argument, declare the argument, and then we can pass that argument into this. What are the version of this year? What is the version of this year? Is it clear now? Clear, guys? Now, this is one of the important. Okay, now one of this important thing they're gonna ask you. Even if it not, if it is, it will use, then you need to declare here. If it is not using that, we can declare inside that. Now, if you are using anything base image using any version, you want to override this. Now you can declare before that. If you're not using this here, this command, you can declare below this. Understand? Now even this we can use for anywhere in this. Anywhere in this. Now see here, I'm using here also. I'm using here also. I'm using here also. The multiple places I'm using. Now after this variable, I'm going to be make this into the this version. This version. Now see, I'm going to show the two things here. Okay, one is that ENV and as well as like as IRG both. ARG, when we are going to override, this is the latest as of now. This is the latest as of now. What I'm going to do, let me show that. Let me show that what it will print. It will be because this is whatever we are declaring, that will be taken up here, and that will be assigning to the my version as the one variable. Now it will print this whatever we are passing, whatever this my version is, that is the version will be print here. It is a simple echo statement. Whatever it is there, it will printing here both places using env and using argument. Now let me show that. Docker build, it's a variable, guys. That's it. Nothing to more understanding. Just instead of you declaring a multiple places, declare one place and then use any number of places in your Docker file. That is the reason. If you want to override while building, while running, now we can use the argument or env. The argument used for build time, we can override that variable in the while build time. Env we can override into while runtime. Now you declare one variable in the argument, that is you build it. Now you want to override that. Now we can assigning that argument value to your env, the same thing which I have done. Even this version I can run, I can change in the while running also. This version I can change in the while running also. Let's see here how it works. Okay, let me show that. Docker build -t -t. Okay, now env test one dot, just one build. Now we can see here first argument is executed, the version latest, and this image is not there. Now it is downloading mode. It's a Python latest is downloading. And Python base image, what are the versions are available? If you want, what you can do, just go for your Docker Hub. Go for Docker Hub. Yes, man. Yes, Satish. It's a variable, global variable. No system variable order column, right? That is. Now let's see Python. Python. Search with the Python. If you go for Python official image, now if you see the tags, there are many tags are available. Okay, 3.9.8. Okay, 3.9 alpha and 3.14, and then this, and then 3.9 alpha and 3.9. Okay, like that we have number of images are available, more than 10 pages are. Okay, now this is done. Until this is done, now this is the image is done. Let me run this image. Docker hyphen it. Okay, then next hyphen name env test. Now that is the container name. This is the image name. Okay, I run this. Now what it printing? Now the final one is that latest one is printed for us. My version is latest. Now what I'm gonna do? I want this change while building. Now you can build this way. Okay, now let me make it two and hyphen build hyphen arg build hyphen arg. Okay, build hyphen arg. Okay, build hyphen arg. Then what is the option? Huh. What is this? Build hyphen arg and then variable and then value. And then what is the variable is this version? This value. Can override this. I didn't change in the Docker file. What I'm doing? I'm doing a like here 3 point while building. While building, I'm changing that variable. Is it clear, guys? It's clear, right? No, I didn't change in the Docker file. If you see my Docker file contains the same latest only. But what I'm doing, I'm overriding through a simple passing parameters while command line parameters, let's say command line arguments. Command line arguments. Okay. What I'm going to do, let's build this image with the new value instead of latest. Now we can see here. See that now what you can do is the build argument is done. What is the image we are done? Now two. Now here also let's make a two here. Let's run this. Now if you can observe here, instead of latest, what is printing for us? 3.9 is printing. Understand now? Now even this you want to override, let's say for example. This you want to override while running. While running. Now what we are mentioning here in our Docker file, cat Docker file. This is optional, but it's a good practice to use the env and argument. Now if you can see, like as in my version is the environment variable, and then we build with the 3.9, for example, let's say we build with the 3.9. Now what I want to do, I want change in the while running, let's say while running I want to change this value. Now how we can do that? We can override in the Docker while running while running. Now we can use hyphen e value. Hyphen e means environment. Hyphen e is the environment. My version equal to let's say any value. Let's say for example whatever it is. No, I want to 3.9.8 alpha. Okay, 3.5 like as hyphen environment or else hyphen e option we can declare. Okay, the container is already exist. Now make this 3. Now you can observe here. I didn't build the new build. Now what I did, I changed this environment while running. While running, I changed this environment variable. Is it clear now, guys? Now, if you want to change the version number while building, use the argument. If you want to change the version number while running, you can use the env. Any value, not only version, okay. Any value you feel like that will be gonna change while running, while building. Now, yesterday I given one example for you guys, one assignment that is changing your, for example, that will change for your argument. That will change your environment variable. That will be changed for your environment variable. Okay, that will change your environment variable. That environment what password. Okay, the Postgres password will be changed. The password will be changed for that. Then you need to override that. How do you override that? This is the way we can override that. Right now, let me show the env also argument. Once the argument is done, that could be the env only next. This is add copy env. See, this is the env instruction sets to the environment variable key value. This value will be the environment all the subsequent instructions and the build stage and can be replaced inline in many as well. The value will be interpreted for the other environment variables. So code characters can be removed if they are not escaped. Okay, like command like this. Can use backslashes can be used to include the spaces within the value. Even we can use the backslashes, we can use spaces also we can do. That much we will not use. That's why. Is it clear, guys? Clear now? That is the what I'm trying to. Then same in the real example, if you want to see, for example, take a you want to install Ubuntu, let's say, like as you want to install a like something Tomcat. That version Tomcat, what you do every time it will be changed for every week, right? Now what you want to do every time you don't want to. If you do this old one, the it will say that it's a 404 error will come. Now you can take from the latest version, and then it is the 8.5 or 8 point. Let me download. Let me do this. I'm gonna replace this to one command LRD and insert. No, I'll copy this. Okay. Now what I'm trying to do here, I'm passing one argument. That argument is the 8.7.1. That is I'm going to be declare here. Okay, that is the I'm going to declare here. I'm going to declare here also both places, two places. Now and here also three places I'm using same thing. I'm using a three places. Now what I'm doing now. Now if you're not using this, what happen? No, if want to change anything, I need to change here also, here also, here also. Three places I need to change every time. Now I do this. Now let's build this. Docker build -t custom Tomcat download. Okay, custom Tomcat download. Custom cat it is. It's updating the mission. Upgrade we can leave it. Can do for upgrade only. This upgrade shouldn't be mentioned. This upgrade, if I mention, it takes a lot of time. Let's do one thing. This one, no? Don't mention this upgrade one. Leave it about that. Now let's build this. Now this update is going a lot of. Let it be. Is fast. Let it be fast. This is the third command or fourth command is executing. It will show like as which command is executing now. Just waiting. Let's see. It's the fifth one is done. Now let's see here what happened. It's giving a what? It's giving what? It's a 404 not found. Because of this version which we mentioned, that is not available right now. What we are gonna do, like let me go for Tomcat page. Tomcat download. Okay. When you go for Tomcat download, now you can see tar file, copy the link address and paste into anywhere. What is the version? It is 9.0.54. This is the version is available now. Tomcat 8 it is using. Now let's say Tomcat 8 1. Sorry. Tomcat 9, Tomcat 8, anything is fine. If it is Tomcat 8, 9 you are using, then what you do, just change there also. Here, instead of 8, you can use the 9. Nothing will change. Now it's a 8.5.72. If it's a 8 version. Now what you do, like while building, you need to -hyphen build -argument. What is the value we are using? Now this is the value. Now can mention is the key, and equal to this value. Even you can give the space also will work. Any question in this, guys? Now let's see here what happens. Take then just update. Now even you can ignore that step also. Let's write a Docker file. Let me comment this. Let's see what happened. That is not working if you're commenting this. That is the reason we are updating for every time. Any command won't work. If you're updating this, then no it work. Okay. Now let it be done. Now let it be done, guys. It's almost. What it's saying this? 7.8.5.28. What version we have taken here? This is the one we are taking, no? 8.5.72. Maybe wrong we passed. 2 we need to take. Shit. When you guys also not upset. Copy paste issue. No, that is 8. One more 8 is added extra. Yes, it will be done. Understand, guys, finally, what is the ENV, what is the argument? It's a just for declaring variables, and that variables can be override for any time. The same variable we want to use multiple places, that can be used. The variable you want to override while building, you can use the argument. That variable you want to override while running, you can use the like as ENV. can be used for any command before from, then that is the only argument can be allowed. That is the only one argument can be, only argument instruction can be keep it before from. Other than commands, it won't work. Any copy, add, or what, never will work. And except argument. Okay, that keep in mind, and then no, go with that. Now you can say this is the one which is downloaded. Which version is downloaded? 8.5.7. This works, is downloaded. Now it's available, then the reason it's downloaded. If it is not available, it will the 404. Is it clear, guys? Clear now till now? Okay. The next topic, let's discuss about the whatever I given for you guys, right? Mission test. Now what I do, let's do here mkdir mission test. Let's go this mission test. What I do, let me refresh this. That is not up to date. It's, I'm reconnecting this. Now it's got it. Now what I do, let me open the folder and then DevOps test. Let's minimize this. Now this is the one I need to copy here. Even if you want, if you don't have copy here, like what you guys will do, just put these values in your GitHub and then clone that from there. Okay, there is another option. I'm doing such, yes. Okay, now this ls frontend, these two files I have. The next is Docker. Let's go with the Docker and uh, then DevOps test, and then no, this assignment. So once you are done, then what you do, you should be first run the Postgres container. First you should run the Postgres container. Let's run the Postgres container. Let me explain this Postgres container. Now what you do, this Postgres container, it will come the default password. Then what you do, I need to override that. We don't know, like, let's say what is the default password for that, and let's say for that we are overriding this Postgres underscore password. This is the environment variable they set up, and then we need to override that. We need to override that with the what are the password you want, and then this run in the 542 Postgres image. Okay. Now sir, how we know this environment variable? No sir, if you want to change override. Now if you want to know that, what you should do, then go for your Docker Hub. Go to your Docker Hub, and the next go to here Postgres. Escape. Go to Postgres. Now when you go here, come down here. Now if you see here, this is the simple one which I'm using. Now this is the environment variable you need to be set up. Now if you want to know what are the variables and then what are the things are using, now we can read this documentation. Now you have the lot more information about here, whatever it is, like as password, and now the port which is listening, and what is the user. Okay, Postgres user. What is the user? Postgres user. Now Postgres, the default is defined by Postgres environment variable. Now Postgres image set with trust and local host or something you mentioned. By default is the user is the Postgres only. This is Postgres user, and the password is that whatever you need to send. Okay, now into C. The Postgres image uses the several environment variables, which is easy to miss. The only one variable is required, a Postgres password. The rest are optional. Okay, that's the reason we are using this. This is the variable we are overriding. That's the reason we are need to set up here. The ports, if you want to access outside, the ports need to be accessed. The ports, what is the port it will be used? It will be used in the like as a 5432. They mention this, volumes. We'll talk about these volumes later. Okay, keep it in mind. So once the volume concept is complete, then you will understand that also. This is not mentioned for anywhere for ports and all here. Now let's go for anything here. This is the image, and if you see that which port is running, you can see 5432. The expose. That's the reason they mention for any expose command for all. Is it clear, guys? Clear now? And even if you see read this now, you will can able to understand, right? Like as they are installing and then removing unwanted packages. Okay, this is even it's a simple, whatever they require they are using. If they don't want like us, they're simple. You can okay, just remove that. Okay, then next what you do, just run this container. Any question in this? Any question in this now? This is the container name, and this is the overriding and background and port exposing, and this is the image name. Any question this line of command, docker run command to run a Postgres database? Okay, let's run this. Okay, once it is done, then see the docker ps, the Postgres database is running or not. No, the DB is running perfectly. The DB is running here. DB running is a one container. Is it clear now till now? The next what we do? Next we need to update our property file. We need to update our property file. Open the property file. DB connection. Properties file. Now here we need to change this. The Postgres and host name is that. Give a private IP and then port number. Host is what? Where is that? Go here. Take this Docker. What is the port? 5432. 54 because these both are containers are running in here. Same mission, then we can use in the private IP. Okay, then Postgres. And what is the username, guys? What is the username? By default is the Postgres only. Default username is the Postgres. And if you want, you can override this also. And override the password which I set up, what? Hadoop post. This is the password I set up. Is it clear now? Till now, this values, right? Now save this. Okay, let me try this. Okay, which one? Satish, you are in the Docker this Postgres container or what? Docker file one. Let's see. Even I also try. If not works, then we'll test. Docker file. Let me write a one Docker file. In this Docker file, what are the things we need to copy? We need to copy the db jar file and then like as our these two files. What I'm doing now here, I just copy all every to every and entry point. I'm running this property file is input and this is a jar file. Nothing I'm doing. Okay, this I copy the all the files. I'm executing a this Java command which I told you guys. This is the property file. You need to pass Java -jar and then db connection. This is the property file is the input file. -d is the environment. -d means in Java. I think you guys remember I already told you guys like before also. If you see capital D means that is the environment variable in a Java command. Okay. Any question in this? Guys, any question in this Docker file? Now save this, and the next let's build this. Let's build this. DB app. I given a image name is a DB app. It will download OpenJDK image first, then it will copy that in files. The next will be build it. Then after that, what it will do? It will gonna run this. Now I already told you guys. Okay, this application is running on the 998. If you want to expose that, mention the expose command and then 998 in your Docker file. 998 port you need to be asked. If the like as you went the interview, they are given the this jar file and you should ask them, Arey Baba, what is the port is running for your app? Okay, what is the port your app is running? Then you will get to that. So, or else even I also face the same question. Now they are not giving any port. I tried with the 800 is not working, and I asked them because Java means by default is a 800 they may run. No, after running this, I say that I'm unable to access the application. Now I asked them, what is the default port your application is running? They say 998. Okay, that's fine, cool. Then I make the change and then it's okay. Now, now see, I run the container and see the Docker PS. I run in the background. Let's see the Docker PS. Oh, for me also is not running, man. Something issue. Docker PS-A. It should working actually before. Docker logs. Connection failed. Now what I do, if I don't know, just copy that line and paste into Google. This is the Java app, man, which they given a jar file that is not working this time. Then this is the development I need to change. Means the jar file having issue now. It got changed now. That previously it's working, now it's not working. I have recently tried to install the local process 13 created my own project and using a Spring Data JP works fine. Wherever I try to get it for it. This is different issue again. What I do, let me allow the port here 5432. Let's try. I think that is not an issue because it's internally connecting, it's not outside connecting. That means we don't worry about this. Even that is not required. Give it about that.
They have
This
to
is the what
modify
we
that
need to do.
HBA config, sir. Actually.
Yes, that we need to config modification. Let me do one thing. That's what basically take a download this HBA config file. How it look like basically.
We should give our host
Okay,
name there.
now what we do?
Trust.
Yes, correct. That's what we do. First of all, what we can do? Let's get the Postgres Docker Hub. Let's go for Docker Hub. And what is the path they are running? Okay. Uh, okay. Now what we can do here is, first of all, let's get this file path. Now, now let's do one thing. While running container, let's make it trust. Okay. Now, do the Docker PS. Now, what I do? Let's do Docker rm -f of d4. Let's remove this. Let's run this container container, and then let's make this variable also. Okay, equal to trust, and then control A, and we need to pass -e as well. One more environment variable. Let's run this. Now see the Docker PS is running. Now let's try this. In the DB app1, it is may stopped one. Now see the Docker PS. Now our app is running now. 998. Okay. Now 998. Let me allow the 998. Save the rule. And the next is 998. Let's instances. Copy this and then 998. Docker PS. It's not corrected. It's connected. Clear, guys? Now means there is a one more variable that need to be override. Okay, that's a what change, maybe new version, the new update it is. That's the way we can do this. Clear now, guys? Clear, right? No, I'm sharing this command. Take it up. Again, I forgot. Is it clear, guys? That's what, guys. Even if your error will come, means don't like, even this is also new for me, right? The same error, the previously is not coming, new coming. Okay, then no, this is the way we can Google, and this is the way we need to be fixed that we don't know. Even yesterday also Kubernetes is not working. The entire Kubernetes class is almost 1 hour we troubleshoot, that's not working. After that, that is what this page I opened, these two pages. It's a got actually, there is a lot of changes happened in the Kubernetes installation document. Earlier they are not asking about this setup. Okay, Docker, and then Docker version and all this. Now they are changed to this container runtime interface. Okay, and then for that we need to change the Docker environment. This is the Docker. This I close that. I think we need to set up, this is the new one. This Docker daemon we need to set up, then only to okay. Yesterday also same thing happened. The same Kubernetes document earlier it's working, now it's not working. The same document, whatever I prepared, now it's not working. Okay, fine. It happens. The versions got changing. This is happening. That's what we need to be troubleshoot. That is what we need to be Googling. That's what we need to be implement. We don't know it's every time is working same or not. Okay, if it's not working, don't panic, and then after seeing the red color means it's not a danger. That means sir, good symbol to learn something. Think about that. Okay, fine, guys. Okay, now then we are going to discuss one more thing. Okay, the volumes we'll talk tomorrow. Let's see one more example. There is an option, it's a deprecated, but maybe if you're going to ask IFRFN link option. IFRFN link option means we can communicate to containers with the link. Okay, because of if you're running a two containers, both will be running on the same network. Okay, that's the reason we can using the IFRFN link option. We can communicate to containers. Okay, right now for this example, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it. One is the WordPress website, WordPress, and second one I'm going to use for, I guess, MySQL. MySQL. I'm going to be run this and let's see how this -- link I can be used. Okay, let's try to this application. Go for Docker and then okay. Now what I do, let's pull these images, WordPress image and then MySQL image, both images. WordPress image. This again, WordPress is the one web application that we can design our websites, right? Okay, that's it. The two images which I downloaded. Okay, now clean up. Let's now once it is done, then what you do? Let's run the MySQL database. Now it's also same. I need to override this password, and then this is the WordPress Docker I mentioned, and MySQL is the image name, and MySQL is the if you want to allow this password, that is the variable you need to pass. Default authentication plugin we need to mention. MySQL need to password. That's need to be pass the command line argument that need to be override. That's need to be override. This is the one. This is the plugin need to be override. Now see that Docker PS. Now see this. Now this is the database is running for me. This is the database is running for me. Okay, the next what we do? I'm gonna use for this WordPress application. Now that WordPress application, just this is the only one trick it is here. That is the -. Link. This is the what is the container name? This is the reference name. This is the container name which I mentioned. This is the container name which I mentioned, and this is the image name, whatever a reference of image name. And then this is the WordPress is running on 8.0 port. Let's run this. Now see the Docker PS. Now this is containers, two containers are running for us. Okay. Now then how we can access this? 8.0 port need to be opened in our site. 8.0 we already opened, right? We already opened. The next, copy this and then no. This WordPress site is able to access. Then set up this, and then this is a big move again. Welcome to WordPress. Before getting started, we need to some information in the database. We need to know the following items before. A database name, database username, database password, database host, table, something you need to know. We don't know what. I'm creating this username. I'm creating. Just remember this database name is the WordPress, and username is that. I'm gonna create this Madhu. Password I'm creating this now. Okay, let's say Madhu at the rate of 123 given, and local host, and then table prefix. Like as you can keep it this WP. Okay, local host, and then Madhu 123. This both are running the same mission. What it's saying that that means username and password information. Okay, One second. Got changed. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's remove this existing one, Docker rm-f. This also got changed after this. Okay, now let's remove this. Okay, container ID or container name we can remove. These two things I am removing. Now let's run these containers. Okay, now if I access this, it won't be accessible now. Yes, it got. Okay, the next what you do, just run the MySQL image with this environment variables. Okay, that just same environment variable WordPress. Word password is also user also WordPress, and password also WordPress password. Okay, keep it in mind these values. Copy this and paste into any notepad. Okay, then next this, keep it in the single line, even multi-line also will work. Okay, copy this and then is the Docker container. This is the Docker container is running on S. Okay, this DB is running. The next let's use for let's run this WordPress DB name, and while running container you need to override these all things. Okay, now let's use this is the WordPress running options, running the WordPress container name, and then the same whatever I mentioned, this container name and the MySQL and port number, and WordPress DB name is that whatever I set up there, WordPress user and then password, then this is the WordPress image name. You can do the semicolon and then do it works on the multi-line also that we discussed in the previously, but let's make it keep it one that looks good. Right, now copy this. Okay, now see the Docker PS. Yes, now the two containers are running now, and the next let's go and access this. Just change to here. Now English, and now that's great. Now it's working for the site title. Now you can do for whatever title you wish, and username let's say Madhu, and password it's too much big. Now I'll make a simple one, Madhu at 123. Okay, and confirm the password, your email something like this, and then install WordPress. Close and then login, and then Madhu. Let's log in the Madhu 123, Madhu at the rate of 123, and then log in this. Now you can enjoy with the your own website to creation here, your own WordPress. Now you can build whatever you can use this WordPress website and create your customize your website and then post and all post and add a new post. Okay, let's make this write a content here. That's something write some content here, and if you want to design and then pair a heading and then put columns, group, quotation, whereas like this, whatever the the WordPress, again it's a big maybe we have jobs only for WordPress also, and even I'll share this link even with you guys. You can access this website. Just try with browser, whatever I publish this site, even you can access this. Now this can see now. Clear na? Message is now live. You post. No, this is the one. Are you able to access this site? Outside, not me, outside of this. That's what you can build for your own website and design here with this. Is it clear, guys? Now that is another example of now if someone will ask that how to communicate with the database to your Java application, basically we use the property file. Okay, that is the environment variables. That is the property file which we are using. Clear? The previous example, the real example. Remember this. Cool. The next is tomorrow session. What we are going to discuss? Let's discuss about the Docker volumes. Let's discuss about Docker volumes. Without these volumes, Docker is nothing. Okay, without volumes, Docker is like a zero. The volumes is must be needed to Docker. Without volumes, this Docker is so like a zero. Okay. Now it's a very, 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 very important concept for tomorrow session. Don't tomorrow is what? What is today? Today Friday, right? Not today. Tomorrow, let's say Monday. I mean, Monday morning. Okay. And tomorrow we have a session, guys, AWS. And tomorrow let's start with the ECR and then ECS forget both and then start with the VPC. Okay. Fine. What the agenda for tomorrow morning? Let's connect with the 7 o'clock weekend, ma'am. What is tomorrow, ma'am? Tomorrow is weekend only, na? Where are you? Tomorrow Saturday. That's what I'm saying that. Okay, let's connect with the 8 a.m. 8 a.m. and what are the topic? ECR, ECS, ECR I discussed, guys, or not? Okay, ECS forget, I'm gonna show you. Is EKS anyway, I'll show you for when we are do for Kubernetes. Okay, and ECS forget. The next CLI I discussed no last week. Okay. The next VPC. VPC won't complete, at least let's say discuss about the architecture and all. And then this week and next week mostly our things will be complete, like AWS stuff. And then if you guys are okay, then next week we have a 1 hour, then Terraform will start for next week, guys. Okay, the Terraform also now we'll discuss Terraform, like maybe interview questions, and if you guys are okay, then we'll take Sunday also. The Terraform will start next week. Okay, guys, then see you on the tomorrow session for weekend 8 a.m. Okay, see you then. Bye, guys.